Alright, so this is the chapter 11 quiz.
Theresa, did you get Jamie's
Our
message on that photo?
first problem here, I'll read it out for you. It says, as a 4-H project, Billy is raising chickens. He feeds and waters them every day and collects the eggs every other day, selling them to people in the neighborhood. He has found that each hen's nest will contain from 0 to 2 eggs. Based on past experience, he estimates that there will be no eggs in 10% of the nests, 1 egg in 30% of the nests, and 2 eggs in the other 60%. Conduct a simulation to estimate how many nests Billy will have to collect, or will have to visit to collect a dozen eggs. Okay, so the first problem has us describing how we'll use a random number to conduct it. We want to assign numbers to the elements so that we could randomly simulate them. So since these are in percentages, we want to use digits from 0 to 9. So you have 10 digits. So we'll use those digits. So there's 10% of the nests that don't have any eggs, so we can use 0 for that. So there's 0 for no eggs. And then for 1 egg, there's 30% of them. So that means that out of the 10 digits, we'll choose 3 digits. So 1, 2, and 3 can be used for 1 egg. And then the rest is 60%. So we'll use 6 digits to represent the nest with 2 eggs. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright, so that's how you would assign your numbers to the elements.
I have business.
Okay, so next problem. So the next problem tells us to show 3 trials by clearly labeling the random number table given below. Specify the outcome for each trial. Now, it gives us a random string of numbers that we can use.
Go ahead, Theresa.
Oh, okay. It gives us a random string of number that we can use. So we have 3 of them because we want to find 3 trials. So just remember that each and every one of these individual numbers are each nest. So for example, this nest here is 5, and as we said before, 5 means 2 eggs, or 3, yeah, 2 eggs. So we would remember that for the 2 there. The next digit is 7, and 7 would be also 2 eggs because it's one of the digits between 4 and 9, which represents 2 eggs in the nest. And then here we have another 2 here, and then this one's a little different. With 2, that was the digits between 1 and 3, which means that this is the nest for 1 egg. And we're going to keep going until we reach a dozen eggs, because that's what we're trying to find, how many nests we need to visit before we can reach a dozen eggs. So 8, so far we have 7, so 8 would be another 2, right? 7 would be another 2. So now we have 11, and yeah, we have 11. Okay, and 8 would be another 2. So now we have 13. So since we have 13 now, we can stop. So if we count how many nests are here, there are 7 nests that we visited. So we gathered 13 eggs from 7 nests. That's the first trial. This is trial number 1. Okay, so trial number 2, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to go a little faster here because you already get the gist of it. So this would be 2 eggs. So eggs, 2 eggs, 2 eggs, 2 eggs. We have 8. And we have 1 egg, and 2 eggs. So this adds up to a total of 12. So now we have 12 eggs. So we'll stop here. And as you can see here, we visited 8. We visited 8 nests. So that's trial number 2. This is the outcome for trial number 2. And then for trial number 3, we're going to do this one more time. This is one egg, 2 eggs, 2 eggs, and 2 eggs again. So now we have 8. And since we have a 2 here, that's 1 egg. This is 2 eggs, and this is 0 eggs, and this is 1 egg. So now we have 12 eggs. So we can stop here. So this is 12 eggs, and we visited 9 nests, and we just completed the trials. Our final question for this problem is to state our conclusion. And on the EP test, it's very important to make sure that we state our conclusion in context. So in this problem, we solved for 3 trials, and we found that for trial 1, it takes 7 nests for trial 1. It took 8 nests for trial 2, and it took 9 nests for trial 3. So our conclusion is we have to state the average number of nests that one would need to visit in order to find a dozen eggs based on this simulation. So we have to remember that this is a simulation and that it only simulates reality. It's not really reality. So when we state our conclusion, we don't use the word will, we use the word based on our simulation. So based on our simulation.
Mr. Campbell, thank you. Yep.
So based on our simulation, we found an average of, and we all remember how to find the average, right? So we add up the nests that we all found, so 7 plus 8 plus 9 should equal 24. So I'll write that, yeah. And then we divide it by how many factors there are. So divided by 3, that gives us 8. So 8 is our average. So based on our simulation, we find that the average number of nests one would need to visit in order to find dozen eggs is 8. So there you go. You solve the entire problem.